On Friday, May 16, 2014, the Black Caucus Foundation of Michigan presented the Bridges to Entrepreneurship Conference. It was held in Detroit at the St. Regis Hotel. This information-filled and educational event was organized by Utility Services of America, the Energy Group, and Black Caucus Foundation of Michigan, with additional support from Dan's Excavating, C.A. Hull, and Ajax Paving. The goal of the Bridges to Entrepreneurship Conference is to highlight the importance of local entrepreneurship to Detroit's revitalization and its future economic growth. Also to being aware of the ongoing challenges of understanding supply chain's needs to efficiently purchase while strengthening local customer base economics. Clarifying what it really means to be a certified minority supplier, and how to use the MMSDC to its fullest advantage in growing your business, as well as where to find bid opportunities. Then once you find them, how to properly prepare a bid or quote for submittal. Also discussed how masterships are greatly benefiting both prime contractors and minority subcontractors in developing a solid knowledge base with win-win relationships. Why and how to develop a working relationship with your banker. The need to find talent through community, state, and city resources, and then develop it with apprenticeships in the city of Detroit.
I really believe that Detroit's economy is not going to come back with auto plants bringing us 5,000 jobs. It's going to come back the way every great city in America is growing now, which is lots of small businesses, lots of entrepreneurs working with each other, feeding off each other. And we're seeing that climate develop, and today's event is a huge boost for that. Yeah, well, we have a team in our Jobs and Economic Development Department that has an entire group that is working on exactly that. So working with Kirk Mays and the team over there, I think there'll be a lot of support.
Well, it's essential as these projects are coming into our city that it's local folks that get those jobs. So that's why this conference certainly is very important, to make sure we're connecting those local contractors to local employees or potential employees that will be doing the job, because as we look to develop the city of Detroit, in addition to the infrastructure, in addition to the transportation, the hard assets, you also have to develop the human capital, the human potential of the residents of the city. And these infrastructure projects give an incredible opportunity for people to learn the skills that they need, not just to build whatever infrastructure projects being built now, but to build future projects as well as we go forward. And I'm a passionate believer of infrastructure and how that develops a community. And I want to make sure we're developing it in from the city. It's not about, for example, regional transit that takes someone from Detroit to a job in the suburbs. The jobs have to be in the city of Detroit, and that means folks need to have the training and have those opportunities. And transit can be the jump start to those kinds of opportunities that then allow those folks to have skills to take to the next job, whatever it may be. And that's how you organically grow a strong, vibrant city. Transportation can lead the way. Well, we have to just insist that as contractors or as contracts are let out, that there's requirements and you get benefits for having local people on those jobs. So there needs to be a very strong incentive system, and in my mind we need to have some requirements that if you are going to put a project in the city, the size of the city of Detroit, that local people need to be a good share of the folks that are actually working on that project. So I'm confident we can do that. I think you have to, because I don't think if you're looking at the long-term development of a city, you can do it if you're not also developing the people within the city. It's not just about the bricks and mortar and the concrete you're putting down or the rail for a railroad. It's about the intellectual capital, it's what's in people's heads and what's in their souls, and that requires training. And we need to step up and make sure that's a requirement of projects.
Well, the key to a company's growth is, I believe, truly in diversity. And diversity brings with it opportunities for thinking different. And it allows people from different backgrounds, from even just different parts of the city to come in with different ideas. Growth does not happen if you're always thinking the same way. And so without that opportunity to add that diversity to the workplace, you'll just continue to move in the same direction, and eventually you just aren't going to be competitive. So at the end of the day, it's not only the right thing to do, but it's good business. That's what I'm investigating. I think first we have to get the message out, specifically talking just youth. It is a job that you can make a living off of. The nice thing in the state of Michigan is in the winter you can go back to school. You can take that money that you've earned in the summer and maybe apply it to your own business venture. There's a lot of opportunities that I think people don't realize when they look at construction or they think about construction. And construction is more than just labor intensive. It is, right, there's project management, there are the behind the scenes estimation. There's a whole bunch of different skills that come into play. So I think we just need to get the message out to people that construction is a lot. There's a lot that goes into running that business.
Well, I believe it's extremely important. I mean, the relationship that DBEs have with primes obviously is something that I think makes both moral and fiscal sense. It allows, especially us, to hire firms and individuals in the communities we build our work in. That is a real important part of that relationship. I think that it allows the funding that the federal government and the state government has in our roads and infrastructure be spent in the areas and with the residents that it's meant to improve there. The relationship of individual firms with individual firms works to the continuity of constructing the project, which makes it more efficient and is a better, again, use of our public funds.
Well, I think that Detroit is really at a very critical transition period in its history. I do think that we have the right mayor at the right time to help create a sustainable economic opportunity for Detroit residents, which is long overdue. The thing that has made this event today historical is that Perrin Mitchell, when he organized the first legislation related to public infrastructure investment that created set-aside programs for minority businesses in 1968, contemplated there would be a time when African Americans would have full participation in road construction. As we know, with Proposal 2, it has been very difficult to have race-based admissions in the universities, as well as set-aside programs in public contracting. For the road construction industry's largest participants to say that they are interested not only in expanding the economy because it works for them, but creating an opportunity for minority businesses in urban communities like Detroit to participate with them as they move to improve our infrastructure, it has never been done before. The Michigan Department of Transportation's minority DBE program is only $50 million in volume. The largest road and bridge contractors have assembled with the Bridges of Entrepreneurship program to create more than $100 million in opportunity of their own. This is unprecedented. It creates a tremendous opportunity for economic growth and expansion that we believe will be unparalleled nationally. The other thing that I think that is really critical is that there is a strong undergird for participation that creates wealth, and we just haven't seen any participation like that in the past. The matching between capacity and competent and capable contractors is going to be challenging. We have a lot of contractors that have capability but don't have capacity. What you heard today in terms of the initiatives, perspective on how to create residential asset value that can be used as collateral to collateralize multi-year contracts is a big component. We believe that using best value procurement policies where you are looking for a vendor that not only will give you a good price, but also gives you a solid proposal on how they're going to use local businesses and the local workforce is going to create unprecedented opportunity. We don't have to use race when we use local business. If you're doing business in Detroit and you have a local business plan, the odds are you're going to have increased minority participation. That would be true for any urban community across the state. So we believe with DTE leading the charge to bring out-of-state investment in, leading the charge to create local investment down at the local level, that they're setting a template for corporate Detroit to step up and do the same. With leadership from the Legislative Black Caucus Chair Thomas Stallworth on implementing best value in statewide policy. We've got that support at the state level. The governor, through Harvey Hollison's efforts in urban communities, is looking at that local participation. And we have to really thank Congressman Gary Peters for hosting policy meetings in Washington over the last 2 years that are really focused on solving this very difficult issue related to infrastructure investment in urban communities and then participation for minorities and women in that infrastructure progress. So we have some tremendous leadership that is focused in a singular direction on creating both expansion for Michigan's economy in Detroit and minority participation.